Hey guys, it's Miss Bettis, and today I'm going to be working on the Test 10 review. And I'm going to do the first 11 problems, and Miss Pasquale will do the last half of it. So let's get started. So the directions, it's extremely important that you read the directions. A lot of you didn't do that for the last test. So it says, use the following situation to answer questions number 1 through 8, which is the whole front page. So the word problem is, Mountain Air rents snowboards for $16 a day with the purchase of a $12 beanie. So that's all for Mountain Air rentals. Then it says Radical Dudes rent snowboards for $20 a day. And there's no extra fee added to that. It's just however many days you rent it. Number 1, make a table to show the relationship between the number of days for the rental and the cost of the rental for each business. So for Mountain Air, if I don't rent it at all, will I have to pay anything? No, I don't. But for this problem, we need a y-intercept of 12 for that beanie. So let's say you rented it for half a day or something other than a whole day. You're still going to have that $12 as your fee. Now for one day, you're going to have the $12 and then you're going to add 16 to that because it's for one day. So when you do that, 16 plus 12, you will get 28. And for 2 days, 16 times 2 plus the $12, that's going to be 44. For 3 days, 16 times 3 plus 12 will give us the $60 that we'd have to pay. And the last one, for 4, 16 times 4 plus 12, that is 76. So then, Radical Dudes, so we need to create that equation, or that table. If I don't rent it at all, it's only $20 a day. So 0. And then you have the 20. For 2 days, 2 times 20 is 40. For 3 days, it's 60. And for 4 days, it is 80. So now they want us to write an equation for Mountain Air. Well, remember, I said you have that purchase of $12 as your initial fee. And anytime we talk about initial amount, that's always your y-intercept. So anytime you see a day or per day or each day, that's talking about your slope. So that's 16. And your cost, will use y. So doing the same thing for number 3, you will have y equals, you don't have a y-intercept. It's automatically 0 because you don't have an initial fee. So that is 20x. And we're done. So let's move this up. They want us to graph each one. And I noticed that this on the y was going up by 5. So I just continued that pattern going up. So let's graph Mountain Air in orange, keeping the colors consistent. For 0, it was 12. For 1, it was 28. 2, 44. That's right underneath 45. 3, that's 60. And 4 is 76. And then connect your dots. So I'm going to get a ruler to do that part. And there we go. And that's going to keep going. Now on the other one, for Radical Dudes, we're going to create that graph using the table from up here. You have 0, 0, 120, 240, 360, and 480. So I'm going to go ahead and connect those dots. Do it just like that. Now, for me answering these side questions, I'm going to be using the table because it's easier for me to read because these numbers are too close. So, when is Mountain Air a better deal? Now, Mountain Air is the one in orange. So when is that a better deal? Well, if we compare each one going across, for 0 days, it's not. For 1 day, no. 2, no. 3, it's the same. But anything after 4, it's going to be cheaper. So we are going to write at 4 days or more. Now number 6 asks, when is Radical Dudes a better deal? Well, we already said that between 0 and 2, it was cheaper to go through Radical Dudes. So what we're going to say is at 2 days or less. And you can actually make an inequality out of that. When are both deals the same? Well, if we look at the 3, for 3 days, we notice on our table it's the same. And if we look at our graph, it crosses right here, which is at 3 days. So when are they both the same? At 3 days. And what is the cost? $60. Alright, let's do the last 3 problems. It says, choose the best method for solving each system, graphing, substitution, elimination, or matrix. You can do matrix as well. Now, it doesn't say to solve it, but that's what they meant. They want you to solve these. So, let's look at this first one. We see that both equations are already solved for y. So what I'm going to pick is I'm going to pick to graph it using my calculator. And let me get my calculator so we can do this. And if you don't have a calculator, you can always draw a graph on your paper to do this. Alright. So I'm going to turn on the calculator, go to my y equals. If there was something there, just push clear. It goes away. Or you can always do second plus 712, and that'll clear out everything. So I'm going to type in that first equation. It is x plus 3, and the other one is negative 2x plus 6. I'm going to push graph, and there's my first one, and there's the second equation. I can tell this is the second one because my slope is negative. Now, we have a button that says calculate right above trace. Second trace, there's my calculate. I'm looking for number 5, intersect. So I push 5. Here's my first line. Is it on the second line? Yes. It's asking, do I want to guess? Well, sure, I'll get as close as I can. Push enter, and there's my final answer. My x is 1, my y is 4. So I have to write it as an ordered pair, 1, 4. So let's write those steps out real quick. We go to y equals, you push second, trace, you pick 5, and then enter 3 times. And that's how we got our answer. If I wanted to, I could go to my table, and I would see at 1, my y's are the same. So I would write 1, 4. Alright, let's look at this next problem. We notice that it is in standard form, the first and the second one. X, y, and constant, x, y, and constant. So instead of doing elimination, which I could do, the y's would cancel out. I'm going to use matrix. So, go back to my calculator. You have to go into the matrix to input anything. Second matrix. I need to input the data. into A, push enter. It's a 1 by 1. Change it to 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. So my first number, there's no number in front of that X or that Y. So it's automatically a 1. So 1, enter, 1, enter, 2. Remember, we don't like to put our variables in there, only numbers. In front of that X is a 1. In front of that Y is a negative, so it's a -1, and then 8. Double check, make sure you typed in everything correctly. Good. Get out of the matrix. Go back in because you want the calculator to now do some math. I arrowed over once to the math column. I'm going to scroll all the way down until you see RREF. Once you find it, push enter. Now, go back into your matrix. Pick the first one because that's where we typed in all of our information. Push enter. And the very last step, enter again. You know you did this correctly when you have 1, 0 number, 0, 1 number. So the last two numbers are your answers. It's your X and then your Y. So our answer is, we'll use matrix for this one, 5, -3. Now, if I did want to do elimination, what I can do is I notice my Y's cancel out when I add these together. Go away. X plus X gives me 2X. 2 plus 8 gives me 10. Divide each side by 2. You get X is equal to 5, which is what our matrix told us. Plug this 5 back into one of the equations. I'm going to put in that first one. And I will get X, I'm sorry, we got rid of that X. We're substituting it in for 5 plus Y is equal to 2. Subtract 5 on both sides. And you get Y is equal to -3, which is exactly what our matrix gave us. So same thing. Alright, last one. They want us to do, we notice that one equation is solved for Y and the other one is not. So I'm going to go ahead and use substitution. For this problem. So we know that Y is equal to 2X. So everywhere there's a Y, I'm going to put a 2X minus 2 in. So rewrite that equation. 2X plus 3. I'm going to substitute this part in. So put parentheses. 2X minus 2 is equal to 10. Now, anytime you have parentheses, that's the first thing you want to get rid of. So distribute this 3. So you have 2X plus 6X minus 6 is equal to 10. Combine your like terms, and your like terms are the ones with the X's. 2X plus 6X is 8X. Minus 6 is equal to 10. Add 6 to both sides. Plus 6 plus 6. 8x is equal to 16. Divide each side by 8. And you get x is equal to 2. Now once you have that, go ahead and substitute it in right there. So I'm going to do that up here in the top corner. I have y is equal to 2. Instead of x, I have another 2 minus 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 2 comes down. 4 minus 2 is another 2. So our solution for this one is going to be 2, 2. So it's a bunch of different ways to get the same answer. So pick whichever one you are more comfortable with.